What's up, gearheads? Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic rides from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Move, bitch!
Brought to you by Cinebuster. We've got 15 facts about the magic of VTech that's about to blow your mind harder than the NOS in this thing. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at bathroom rugs the same way again. Let's get into it. Fact number 1. Here's a plot twist M. Night Shyamalan would be proud of. Suki's Peak Princess mobile was actually Johnny Tran's murdered out S2000 from the first Fast and Furious movie. That's right, the same car that supposedly had more than $100 grand under the hood got a complete makeover worthy of a reality TV show. The production team literally bought the car from the original owner, R.J. De Vera, who also played Danny Yamato in the first film, and gave it the ultimate glow-up, from sinister black to Pepto-Bismol pink. Talk about a career change. It's like if Darth Vader suddenly started wearing a tutu. Same car, completely different vibe. The car went from threatening to race people to wanting to pop Tej's clutch, if you know what I mean. Fact number 2. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. When YouTube's favorite car reviewer Doug DeMuro got his hands on this museum piece, he discovered that the entire interior, and I mean door panels, seat, center console, and gearshift boot, was upholstered with literal bathroom floor mats. You know, the fuzzy kind your grandma has around her toilet? Yeah, those. The prop builders hit up a home goods store, grabbed a bunch of pink bath mats, some scissors, and hot glue, and went to town. Peak early 2000s tuner culture, folks. Who needs expensive Alcantara when you've got Target's finest absorbent textiles? I bet that interior smelled like a mix of Febreze and Broken Dreams. At least if Suki spilled her energy drink, it would have been easy to clean up.
On camera in the scenes they need, and so the bath mat did the trick.
Fact number 3. Speaking of hot glue, let's talk about those underglow neon lights that were all the rage in 2003. You'd think a major Hollywood production would professionally install those bad boys, right? Wrong. The crew literally hot glued the neon tubes to the car, the same tool you used for your 5th grade diorama. And guess what? You can still see the glue residue and mounting points if you look close enough at the museum car today. Nothing says high-performance street racer quite like the same adhesive used to attach googly eyes to popsicle sticks. But hey, when you're on a tight schedule and need that car to glow pinker than a unicorn's fever dream, you do what you gotta do. As Suki would say, you just gotta have the right set of tools. Fact number 4. That legendary bridge jump that had us all on the edge of our seats? Yeah, Suki, or rather Devon Aoki, was nowhere near that car. The S2000 that made the jump was a remote-controlled version with a dummy strapped in the driver's seat. Most of the cars in that race had massive roll cages welded in for safety. But you can't ride a roll cage in a convertible. It would have been more obvious than a giraffe at a penguin convention. So the stunt crew rigged up an RC car, stuck a mannequin with a wig in the driver's seat, and sent it flying over that drawbridge like a very expensive remote control toy. Meanwhile, Devon Aoki was probably chilling in her trailer, sipping a latte, watching her stunt dummy do all the work. Smart move. The hero car that's now in the Peterson Museum never jumped anything, except maybe a speed bump in a parking lot. Fact number 5. That candy pink paint that looks so flawless on screen? Up close, it's a different story. The car was painted in a massive hurry for filming. There's overspray on multiple panels, inconsistent color in the door jambs, and, wait for it, no clear coat. That's right, no protective finish. The whole thing was basically a very elaborate rattle can job. Now, the airbrush art by Noah Elias, stunning. But the base paint underneath, total rush job. Doug DeMuro pointed out the paint's faded outside, but still bright in hidden areas. Why? Because UV rays have been roasting this poor thing for 20 years. It's the automotive equivalent of forgetting sunscreen at the beach. But hey, on camera under Miami's neon lights, absolutely mint. Movie magic, baby. Fact number 6. Here's something that would make any safety inspector panic. The S2000 has no seatbelts. None. They were completely removed for filming. Why? Because seatbelts would have blocked the actress and the beautiful bathmat interior they worked so hard on. Plus, the camera crew needed clean interior shots, no straps in the way. Now, don't freak out, they weren't actually racing at triple-digit speeds with Devon Aoki inside. Most of those shots were slow on closed courses, with camera tricks making it look faster. But still, can you imagine taking that thing to a cars and coffee meet? Sorry bro, no seatbelts. Just hold on tight and pray. Definitely not street legal. But come on, since when did that stop anyone in the Fast and Furious universe? Fact number 7. Remember Johnny Tran bragging there was more than $100 grand under the hood? Yeah, total BS. According to technical advisor Craig Lieberman, the car was completely stock during the first movie. The only performance upgrade? A CompTech supercharger kit added after filming, worth about $8 grand. For Too Fast, Too Furious, Suki's car kept that same supercharger, plus HKS suspension, HKS exhaust, and an RE Works strut bar. Nice mods, but nowhere near that mythical 6-figure number. The supercharger bumped power from 240 horsepower to about 340. Not bad, but not weapons grade either. Then again, if Roman Pierce taught us anything in Miami, you gotta make your pockets look fuller than they actually are. Same logic applies to engine bays apparently.
You can actually see the Paxton supercharger in here, bringing it more power.
Fact number 8.
I'm dead straight and the wheel is obviously turned. So it was not installed properly. Nobody during filming cares about stuff like this.
When Doug DeMuro took the car for a drive, yes, the museum actually let him drive it, he discovered something hilariously janky. The Sparco steering wheel is mounted at a 45-degree angle. That means when you're driving straight, the wheel is literally cocked to the side, like you're perpetually in a drift. Why? Because when they installed it during the rushed build process, nobody bothered to make sure it was centered properly. They just slapped it on, tightened it down, and called it a day. Good enough for camera was apparently the motto. Imagine trying to drive this thing daily. You'd look like you're constantly avoiding potholes or pretending to drift when you're just going straight down a highway. More like Tokyo drifting because my steering wheel is installed wrong. Fact number 9. Long before its racing days were over, Suki's S2000 made a cameo in Pink's 2006 music video for Stupid Girls. You know, that song where she parodies early 2000s pop culture and celebs like Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson, and Lindsay Lohan. At the end of the video, there's a shot of a leather-faced aged Paris Hilton parody standing next to this exact hot pink S2000. It was peak 2006 cultural commentary. The car also appeared in Lindsay Lohan's music video for First in 2005, because apparently this S2000 had better Hollywood connections than most actors. Between race scenes and pop music videos, this Honda was more famous than half the people in LA trying to make it big. It's basically the Kevin Bacon of movie cars connected to everything. I bet if you check IMDb long enough, you'll find it has more credits than some working actors. As itself, every single time. Fact number 10. This car has more screen time than most child actors. After Too Fast, Too Furious, Suki's S2000 popped up in a 2005 episode of NCIS titled Bikini Wax, which is probably the most 2000s episode title ever conceived. It appeared alongside Slapjack's orange Supra from the same movie. Then it showed up at the end of the cheerleading movie Bring It On, Fight to the Finish, when the squad visits an impromptu flavor school in East LA. because nothing says street credibility quite like a cameo in a teen cheerleading film. At this point, Suki's S2000 has been in more productions than most working Hollywood actors. It should probably have its own SAG card. I'm waiting for the day it shows up in a medical drama or courtroom procedural. Your Honor, I'd like to call my next witness, a 2001 Honda S2000, powered by hopes, dreams, and bathroom textiles. Fact number 11. Ever wonder why you can see so much of Suki's face during those driving scenes? It's because the production crew relocated the rearview mirror to a weird position, so it wouldn't block Devon Aoki's gorgeous mug. The mirror was moved forward and adjusted specifically to keep her face visible for the camera angles they wanted. Makes sense from a filmmaking perspective. You're not paying a model turned actress to hide behind a mirror, but from a practicality standpoint, completely useless. The mirror's positioned so strangely it probably showed Suki a perfect view of absolutely nothing helpful. But who needs to see what's behind them when you're too busy smacking that ass and telling Orange Julius to move out of the way? Functional rear visibility is overrated anyway when you look that good on camera. Safety third, style first, actual mirror placement second. Fact number 12.
This part was never going to be shown on camera, and so they didn't have to care about how it looks.
Remember how I mentioned earlier that nothing about this car is street legal? Well, add this to the list. The entire trunk was gutted, and the factory gas tank replaced with a racing fuel cell. Why? For safety during those intense filming days, and to make refueling between takes quicker. A fuel cell is basically a hardcore racing gas tank designed not to explode if you crash, which is ironic considering the seatbelts were deleted. But I digress. The point is, if you were planning to take your significant other on a romantic weekend getaway in Suki's S2000, you'd better pack super light, because there's literally nowhere to put luggage. No trunk space, no storage, just pure unadulterated race-prepped Honda goodness. Want to bring a duffel bag? Too bad. A backpack? Nope. Your hopes and dreams? Sorry, those won't fit either. It's a commitment to the aesthetic, folks. Fact number 13. When the car got its transformation from Johnny Tran's Black Beast to Suki's Pink Dream Machine, one element survived the makeover: the wheels. The same Andrew Racing mesh 18-inch wheels that Johnny Tran rolled on in the first movie stayed on through Too Fast, Too Furious. Makes sense from a production budget standpoint. Wheels are expensive, and these were already perfectly good pieces of rolling art. Plus, they looked great in both black and pink. It's kind of poetic, actually. While everything else changed, the paint, the interior, the vibe, the owner's fashion sense, those wheels stayed true. They're like that one friend from high school who somehow fits into every friend group you've ever had. Versatile, reliable, and they clean up nice. Those wheels have seen some stuff, man. They've been through 2 movies, multiple music videos, and probably more burnouts than a Silicon Valley startup employee. Fact number 14. Even though the hero car never actually jumped the bridge, the RC stunt car that did suffered some real damage. According to the film's lore and behind-the-scenes info, Suki's S2000 took minor cosmetic and radiator damage from that landing. Which makes sense, you launch any car over a drawbridge gap and gravity is gonna have some words with your cooling system upon touchdown. In the movie, you can see the car limping back to the starting line, slightly worse for wear, but still running. Sometimes I wonder if that dummy they used for the jump also suffered whiplash. Do crash test dummies qualify for workers' comp? Fact number 15.
Yo, Suki's S2000.
Today, the hero car, the one that got all the close-ups and didn't attempt any bridge-jumping shenanigans, lives in the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. But here's the thing, it's not even on the main floor with the peasant cars. Oh no, the Pink Princess resides in the museum's exclusive vault collection below the main exhibits. If you want to see it up close, you've got to book the special vault tour. It's basically the VIP section for historically significant automobiles. This Honda S2000 shares space with some of the most iconic vehicles in cinema and motorsports history. From murdered-out gangster Tran to pink racing queen Suki to museum royalty, this car has had quite the journey. It's probably worth over $200,000 now, which is hilarious considering the actual build quality would make any serious car builder cry. But that's the power of pop culture, baby. Slap some movie magic on it, make it pink, give it a memorable driver, and suddenly your bathroom mat upholstered hot glued seatbelt-less Honda becomes priceless automotive history. The car's been appraised, authenticated, and preserved as a genuine piece of Fast and Furious legacy. Meanwhile, there are replica versions floating around, one even owned by a collector in the Netherlands. But the real hero car, it's living its best life in climate-controlled comfort. Never having to race again, never having to jump another bridge, just sitting pretty under museum lights for enthusiasts to admire. It's retired, it's comfortable, and honestly, it's earned it. And that's the finish line, folks. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more automotive deep dives, and let me know in the comments. What other iconic movie cars should I cover next? Brian's Skyline? Dom's Charger? That terrible CGI car from Tokyo Drift? Until next time, keep it real, keep it fast, and remember, loser walks home.